Okay, welcome to episode 13 of the WBBL review this season. I'm joined by Sheffield Hatters star Carly Murphy. What was the current WBBL Player of the Month? Countless Team of the Week appearances this season. Most importantly, though, Eva's Player of the Week award for this season. Welcome, Carly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you? How's things going?
I'm good. Life is good. We just finished practice, so I just got home from that. Went well. We're excited to play this weekend.
Probably feels like a long time since the last game.
Very long, yeah.
We'll get on to Sheffield a little bit, but let's start with you and talk a little bit about your basketball journey. Let's start with where you were born.
I was born in River Falls, Wisconsin, so it's about 10 minutes from the border of Minnesota.
Okay, what can you tell me one thing about Wisconsin that people need to know?
Well, everyone here likes to tell me how cold they are, and I haven't felt that yet, so I don't know. They're like, "Oh, winter's coming." I'm like, "I'll be okay." Wisconsin's got a brutal winter, so
Okay. So it's the snow that's forecast in the next few days, got nothing. And
no,
you're all
not
right.
afraid of it.
When did you start playing basketball?
I was probably like 10 or 11.
Okay, and what got you into that? Who was a certain family member, coach that you inspired you to
Yeah. Yeah, I have a brother, he's 2 years older and he played basketball, so I wanted to play and yeah, I basically wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. So once he picked that up, I followed him.
I bet you that led to a lot of competition in your family.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was a pretty good basketball player too, but he could probably still beat me one on one, so I'll let him have that one.
I'll cut that bit out. All right,
Yeah,
you'll
no,
never
it's
know.
okay.
Apart from basketball, then, when you were growing up, what other sports
Mhm.
did you try your hand at? Was it just a case of like everything that you could?
Yeah,
Uh, found
I
basketball.
played a lot of sports for fun, but I played soccer competitively or football, but and then in high school I did track and field, so I threw shot put and discus for that.
Okay. And
hmm
what kind of drew you to those sports? Was it what interested
Um,
you?
yeah, I think as a kid and like everyone just played soccer, so me and my sister, I have a twin sister, so we did that together. And then one of my friends was like, "Hey, join track and field. It's fun, it's social." So I thought it was a good way to like play another sport but be able to focus on basketball at the same time. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Did you watch any of America's World Cup campaign?
Yeah, I did. I watched when they played England.
I bet that was interesting dressing room
Hey,
banter.
we're happy with the tie for that one. So
Yeah. So growing up, what other talents did you have apart from sports? So what were your hobbies and things like that as you were growing up?
Um, man, I really just dove into sports. It was kind of where all my free time went, but I really enjoy snowboarding, so I tried to do that when I could. And then once I got a little older, I started wakeboarding a little too. So I love doing both those things. So when I go home, definitely will want to get on the wakeboard and in the off season I would always try to snowboard once basketball was done. So yeah.
So all just very active things, outdoors.
Yeah, yeah. I have a dog too, so I kind of hang out with him a lot. So I brought him over from America.
What's the dog called?
His name's Ash. He actually probably, yep, sleeping right there.
Oh, nice one.
But yeah, that's where all my free time goes pretty much. So it's been fun.
Right, let's go back to basketball. And so you start 10, 11. Talk us
hmm
through when it became kind of a little bit more serious, joining teams and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think when I was like 13, I started playing like club basketball, which was like a higher level in America. So my brother started doing that when I was 13, so then I wanted to do that as well. And that's where, you can go from being the best player in the team to the worst player in the team.
Yeah.
So I think I got a little reality check there and it was really good for me and made me like work a lot harder. So each year I really tried to focus on just making the team, like that first year I was like the worst one. Next year, worked hard, got into the middle of the pack a bit, and by the next year I was like up there competing with the better players. So I think that's that club basketball in America is like what really progresses you forward and helped me a lot as a player.
What was your team called when you first started playing?
It was a Minnesota Heat, so I played with them till like I was 15 probably, and then I went to another AAU club that was a little bigger, but yeah, at that point I was already committed to a Division 1 university, so I guess it was just more skill development, just trying to get ready for that next level.
So how did that commitment come about? Like so obviously that you hadn't been playing basketball obviously that long up to that point. Talk us through how
Yeah.
something like that happened.
Um, yeah, so when I was 14, they wanted me to just like come to a game, and it was like 4 hours away from home, but really good, solid program. So I went and checked out a game, absolutely loved it. Really tried to get there as much as I could. I met a lot of the players and stuff, and then when I was 15, they offered me a full ride scholarship, and I was like, cool, this sounds good. Like I was just kind of getting into basketball like a few years ago. So um yeah, I didn't have to think about it too long because I really, really loved that like culture in the program and like everything about it. So yeah, I ended up going there with Lakin and Frankie from the WBBL last year. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw Leighton comment on Twitter earlier about asking who your favorite teammate was from back in
Oh
the day.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to answer Leighton, right?
Honestly, it's hard to choose. Like we had such a good group. Like we got along so well, and like to this day, like those are some of my best friends. So we all try to get together in the off season, like when there's weddings, and like hopefully this summer we can do a little trip or something. But yeah, it's I can't choose. Too many good ones.
So you said 4 hours away from home.
Hmm.
Obviously, that's a big step as well. Kind of how did you find moving 4 hours away from home?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was close. Like that was about as close as I could get for the level
Yeah.
I wanted to play at. So, and like it's just a drive, like I had a car and stuff, so it was pretty easy if I wanted to get back home. And yeah, so yeah, it hasn't been too much of a change. And then when I went to Colorado, that was like a 4 hour flight to get to some of my like
Yeah.
where my mom and stuff live. So I guess it's just like each step is just a little further, but honestly, it's been a pretty easy transition.
What kind of things did you study when you were at college then?
I studied business management and marketing, and then I got my master's in sports management with Business Foundation. So I took a couple MBA courses with sports management.
Right. Cool, cool. So talk us through what happened after college and how you found yourself. Like, what were your plans? Did you always kind of want to continue basketball? All that kind of thing.
Yeah, that it was kind of interesting. So I took a break from basketball. Obviously, 6 years of that high level, you get a little
Yeah.
burnt out. But one of my teammates, like everyone went home for the summer for like a month, and she wanted someone to work out with, and she was like, I'm so tired, can you come to my workouts? I'm like, fine, I'll come, I'll get a good workout and whatever. And I just like enjoyed it again, I had fun with it again. So I think then I went to a wedding with all like the Green Bay girls that they I think there's like 7 or 8 that have played overseas from my previous team. So
Yeah.
we were just talking at that wedding, and I'm like, should I just try it? And they're like, yes, like you have to for a year, like give it a year. So that's kind of like what sparked my interest in going overseas again, because I really do like to travel. And they're like, it's a good way to do it. And then yeah, I got an agent that Monday probably after the wedding, and then signed with the Hatters like maybe 24 hours later. So it was a pretty quick transition, but yeah, it was fun. Like it was just kind of a spur of the moment decision. I was kind of looking at job descriptions, and those didn't sound too fun either. So I was like, I'll keep playing.
So yeah, quite a whirlwind from not really maybe just having a break from basketball and then moving to the UK to play with
Yeah.
Sheffield. That must have been a tough decision in a way, but after I guess such a spur of the moment thing, you probably just thought, we'll give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, well, the biggest thing was looking at job descriptions and looking at these 9 to 5 jobs, and I was like, well, I could do that, but I could probably do that in 10 years and 20 years. So I guess I just really wanted to give this a shot and see. And yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I'm glad I decided to keep playing.
What's the hardest thing you've had to overcome within basketball so far, would you say?
Um, I think the hardest thing would be like I think I was used to a really structured, demanding schedule, and here it's not as like you're not as busy. So just trying to figure
Mhm.
out what to do with my free time. I'm not used to having free time. So yeah, when you're over here, you're kind of doing your own thing a lot. So just figuring out how to manage like that aspect for sure.
So it's important you've got Ash there with you, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He keeps me busy. So
So let's talk a little bit more about Sheffield. How would you describe the start of the season?
I thought we had a great start. We came up with a couple solid wins our first couple weeks. And then yeah, getting that win over Seven Oaks was great. We competed with London in our
Hmm.
regular season game, and I think that like gave us a lot of hope for the season because obviously that's the team to beat. So, um, yeah, I know we had a little hiccup during the cup, but other than that, like I've been really proud of how our team has competed this season and how we're clicking. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep that going. I know we've had a long break here, but it'll be
Hmm.
good to get playing again.
It feels like there's a few clubs that I don't feel like I've seen play in a month. I think
Yeah, I think we've had 3 weekends in a row
yeah.
off, so it's gonna be a month, so it's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like obviously there's certain games across teams in the league. Obviously, the Sheffield game last week was called off. Manchester's game, Newcastle have had a few. Durham have had a few. Go.
Mhm.
It's been quite a bitty season so far for the league.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like some of it's just stuff you can't control, like
Yeah.
illnesses, whatever, injuries. And yeah, I understand that. So hopefully everyone's all healed up, ready to go, and we'll be good the rest of the season, hopefully.
So there's two matches before Christmas for Sheffield, Manchester, and Essex.
Hmm.
Confident going into those matchups.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're starting to get a little game plan in, and I don't know. I think if we just play hard, play as a team, like we play really good basketball. So it's just from there, it's kind of just that effort level that you give. And once we got everyone on the same page, I think we'll be all right. So yeah.
So we've talked about Sheffield start of the season. What about your personal start of the season? So in a new country, a new league, you've been able to make such an impact, averaging over 17 points, over 13 rebounds per game. It must be good to be able to make that impact straight from the go.
Yeah, I think it's been really nice like in this program. My coach really trusts me, my teammates really trust me. So I think that gives me like more freedom when I play, I guess. So just kind of go out and do your best, like it's not like you can't overthink the game too much because I think
Mhm.
that's where you'll have some rough patches. So yeah, every game is obviously just an opportunity to compete. So I'm just trying to use that as some motivation, especially only playing one game a week, if that. So
Yes.
like in college, you're used to two or three, which it gets to be a lot. So it's kind of nice just to have to focus on that one team per week and
Mhm.
yeah, watch some film, get prepared, and yeah, just compete.
So you mentioned coach there. What's it like
Hmm.
playing with Vanessa?
She's great. She's such a good person, and I think she really cares about us. So yeah, it's definitely like I know it's like a family run program,
Yeah.
so I know they try to make it feel like that. And yeah, she's a good coach. I've really enjoyed playing for her.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the family word again. Every interview I've done with anyone kind of remotely associated with Sheffield, it's always that family element, the
Hmm.
Hatters family, and it seems like such a lovely organization to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure.
So your teammates seem to get involved when I put that tweet out earlier, asking for questions and stuff.
Of course.
Um, so we got a few questions in. I mean, you might want to dish some dirt on your teammates at some point. That would be wonderful.
All right.
But yeah, one of the questions we got, and I need to word this carefully. So, who is your favorite teammate, and why is it Helen?
Oh man.
I wonder who asked that
I think I
question.
know who asked this, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Helen is really funny. So I don't know. But I do love all my teammates. They're all great. But I think she doesn't have a filter. Let's go with that. So I
Nice,
think she's really funny.
nice. Nicolette mentioned something about a bottomless brunch, but I don't know if you want to go into that. And
I mean, we went to the first one, so they're trying to culture me in like English culture, like get your full English breakfast, eat your minced pie, whatever. So one of them was bottomless brunch, so we finally had the opportunity to do that last weekend. So yeah, we had a lot of fun.
nice, nice.
But yeah, just trying to get some more team bonding in like outside of basketball. You only get so many hours on the court together, so I think it's really important to find like times where we can all be together and have fun and just be teammates.
Yeah, as you say, that kind of a lovely group at Sheffield. I know every time we've been down as a family and kind of been up to Newcastle and things like that, it's always great to kind of catch up with everyone and everyone's so lovely. So you've
Hmm.
got a good group in Sheffield, let's say that.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the WBBL as a whole. What are your first impressions of the league? How much did you know of the league before you came across?
Um, my first impression was that it was strong, like it was probably stronger than I thought it was gonna be. I didn't know a ton other than I knew Lakin's experience and Frankie's, and that's kind of all I knew. And I knew they both had amazing experiences in this league, so that's kind of what made me decide that I this was like my number one choice for a league I wanted to play in. I knew it was going to be really competitive, but not like overbearing.
Hmm.
So I think that's kind of what drew me to coming to the UK is I knew that it would be a good fit, an easy transition to like with everyone speaking English at least. Like it was
Yeah.
obviously a lot easier than going to another country in Europe. So yeah, I think I've been really impressed with the talent in the league and just like how things are going in general. So
Yeah. So have you played against anyone or played with anyone else in the current season? Any other teams around League? Any teammates you've had in the past, or is it just Lakin and Frankie that you've had who've obviously moved on?
yeah, just them that I know that were in the WBBL before, but no one else that has been in it or is right
Mhm.
now.
So we've got some fan questions that people put on the social medias posts I put out earlier today. What do you think the best thing about playing in Sheffield is?
I think it's just my teammates. Like, I think they make it really fun. Like, we compete really hard, but we also know when we can joke around. And I
Mhm.
think that in practice environment is really good and like our game environment and just getting to spend time with them has been my favorite part.
Oh, have you been to the UK before you moved across here for Sheffield? And what tourist things do you want to do to make sure you do when you're over here?
Yeah, I've came one time. Lakin and I stopped in London. We were on like a European trip going to like four different countries. So obviously you got to stop in London. We did all the touristy things there at the time, but that was probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I definitely want to go back to London. I heard Leeds is pretty cool and that's not too far, so I kind of want to go there. Um, I I've been to the Peak District a couple times and I've really enjoyed that, but I heard the Lake District is cool and like Scotland. So yeah, if I
But
get
plenty
enough,
to keep you busy.
yeah, no, I love to travel. So like the more opportunities I get to go check things out, I'm definitely gonna take them. So
Where are some of the favorite places you've been in the world traveling?
Iceland was really cool. That
Okay.
was feels like you're on like a different planet. So it's just hard to explain. And then I really like Switzerland, like northern Italy. I just went to Amsterdam like 2 weekends ago for the second time. So
Okay.
I like that city. That was cool too. So yeah, those are probably my favorites.
No, traveling is really cool, isn't it? And seeing different
Yeah.
places, different cultures. Yeah,
hmm
I like traveling.
Yeah, it makes it
Um,
easier too being over here as opposed to America. Like it's easy to get on a flight from London and go wherever you want. So
yeah. Right, let's go for some quick fire questions then.
all
Um,
right.
oh, these are good. Right, do you prefer McDonald's or KFC?
McDonald's.
I don't think anyone's ever answered KFC on that question ever.
Yeah. I had my first KFC like 2 weeks ago. Like I've never had it in America, but
Okay.
people love it here. So
Yeah, I think most people do prefer McDonald's, though, don't they?
yeah, probably.
Right, what is your favorite Netflix series or TV series if you're not into Netflix?
Oh man. I love The Office.
Okay, the American one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
need to watch the British one though.
It's very different.
I heard. I think
It is
it'll
very
help
different.
culture me a little more too. So I'm gonna check it out.
Would you prefer tea or coffee?
Coffee. But you guys got me onto tea here. Like it's good. Before I came here, I wasn't drinking tea, but
I mean, I don't do either of them, to be honest. Not for me.
yeah.
What's your favorite jersey number and why?
Oh man. I'm gonna go with 42. I just grew up always wearing it. I would like, like when you're a kid, the big kids get the big jerseys. So I was always a big number and I just kind of stuck with it. And then someone took it in college. So I was 32 for most of my career. But other than that, just sticking to 42.
Okay, dokie. What's your favorite Disney film?
Oh man. Um, gosh. Is Finding Nemo Disney?
Yeah, well, it's like Disney
Probably.
Pixar, isn't it? So yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. That one's pretty
yeah.
good.
What annoys you the most?
Oh, probably when you can like hear someone else chewing or like
Mhm.
they chew with their mouth open. That's a
Yeah,
big
I'll
peeve.
give you that one. What's your game day routine?
Yeah, I wish I could say I have one, but I'm like, just kind of get up and
See what happens.
something and walk my dog. And yeah, I have no like superstitions, no routine, just kind of make sure I'm ready to go.
You know, I always feel that's probably the best way because if then something changes in your routine, you're not going to be
Right.
thinking, "Oh, the game's going to be rubbish." And so I always think
Yeah.
that's probably the best way to
Right. Yeah,
go
I
with the
don't know.
flow.
It's just you play so many games, it's hard to keep the same
Yeah,
routine every time.
yeah. Some people like put the left sock on before the right sock and stuff like that, but just whatever
No.
happens.
Yep. Just go with it.
So, what's your favorite meal and why?
Oh man. Oh, am I supposed to be answering these really fast?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll have a chat.
Yeah. Honestly, gosh, I don't even know. Probably salmon with like sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts.
The sweet potatoes are fine. I'm not too
Everything
sure
else,
about.
no. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a weird combo, but that would be my go-to meal.
So, are you a big Christmas fan?
I love Christmas. Yeah.
So, what would you have? It's like a dinner on Christmas Day.
Oh my gosh. I've had practice on Christmas Day for like the last 3 years.
Wow.
So I don't even know. I'd probably, if I could choose, like eat that. But I think most people do ham and
Okay.
vegetables and potatoes and mac and cheese, maybe, and like salad. I don't know. There's just a ton of food. So, and
Just,
lots of
just. So that must have been hard practicing on Christmas Day. How did you find that?
I mean, I was never a fan of it, but I understood like when you play on the 28th or whatever, you kind of got to do it. So it is what it is. I think out of my 6 years, I had to do it 3 times. So
Okay.
not terrible, but still, it's, yeah, this year is going to be like the best, the longest break I'll have for Christmas. So
Are you staying in England? You heading back to the
Yeah,
US?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, my mom, brother, and sister live in Florida, Southern
Okay,
Florida, and then my dad and stepmom are gonna fly down and meet me there. So
nice.
everyone's gonna be in the same location, so that'll be nice.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Hmm.
Let's go with what is your best moment on court? Your favorite memory of basketball?
Oh man, probably we played Syracuse one time at Green Bay, and one of my teammates hit like a buzzer beater from half court to put us into overtime, and then we won in overtime. And they were top 20 that year. That was like I think 17th or something. So that was a really fun win.
Mhm.
So probably that game. That was really fun.
Those moments when a buzzer beater like to either tie or take the game, like that must be incredible kind of rush of emotion.
Yep. Oh yeah. Those are
Right,
the
what's
best.
your favorite snack?
Um hmm. I don't know,
It's all the
maybe like
tough questions.
berries or something. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
that's all right.
blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, any of them.
What's top of your bucket list?
Man, I do want to go skydiving. I know everyone probably
Okay.
says that, but like someday I'm gonna do it.
I think I don't think I've ever fancied sky like being in a helicopter and stuff. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Jumping out of it, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just waiting to be in like a really cool location to do it. Like I want to be by some mountains where it's like really pretty.
Yeah,
So we'll see. Whenever that opportunity presents itself, I'm taking it.
nice one. Ooh, who's your favorite basketball player of all time?
Oh my gosh. These are hard questions. Um,
Quick fire.
yeah, I'm gonna go with oh man. I loved watching Maya Moore growing up
Okay.
from the Lynx. Like she doesn't play anymore, but she was really good. Um, and I always went to their games, so that
Yep.
was fun.
What would you say your main strength as a basketball player was?
Definitely rebounding.
Okay.
Yeah, throughout my career, that's kind of my best thing.
Right, I've got one more question, but before I ask that, I just want to say a huge thank you for your time. It's been great getting to know you and getting to hear your journey and yeah, getting to know what's on top of your bucket list, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
thank you for doing this.
so the last question is, I want you to finish the sentence. I love basketball because.
It's competitive.
Okay. Yeah,
Do you want me to
perfect.
elaborate?
No. I mean, it sounds great. I mean, it is what it is. It's
Okay.
some
Yeah, I
people
like
love
to
that
compete.
competition.
Yeah.
But no, again, I really appreciate your time. Good luck for the rest of the season. Obviously, 2 matches before Christmas. Have a lovely Christmas break, and
Thank
hopefully see
you.
you in the new year.
Thank you. You have a good Christmas too.
Right. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Carly, for that interview. It is always a pleasure to get to know the players in the league a lot more. Now, let's go with our latest news of the week. Let's run down the latest results from the weekend, the 4 games that happened on Saturday. Durham got the win against Nottingham, 84 to 74. Huge performance from Jess Wayne. I put it down on my unofficial stats from the stream. 31 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 steals. Again, that is subject to change when the proper statisticians have a look at the footage and whatnot. But I had El Henshaw finishing with 24 points as well. So a huge performance from those two to get Durham over the line. At one point, Nottingham did look like, I think they got it back to 4 points deficit towards the end, but then not. Durham just stretched ahead again. So that was a tight game in parts, but Durham were kind of ahead throughout. Sevenoaks and Cardiff, what a thriller. Overtime, and Sevenoaks just had enough to take the win. Janice Monacana again, just excelling for Sevenoaks. 28 points, 9 rebounds in a 92-85 win in overtime. Lauren Sagi from Cardiff, a triple-double, was not enough for Cardiff to get the win, but 19 points, 10 rebounds and 11 assists to continue her fine form of the season, really. I mean, very impressive numbers throughout the start of the season. Long may that continue for Lauren. Now Newcastle-Manchester. Newcastle got back-to-back wins after beating Oakland's a couple of weeks ago against Manchester on the road, 66-81. Net Lewis, 19 points, 9 rebounds. She also won the Twitter vote for Eva's Player of the Week this week, so well done to Net Lewis for winning the award. A shout out to Sam Keltos for Manchester, finishing with 30 points. Let's move on. Essex Rebels hit triple figures in their win against Auckland's 100 points. Sune Swart again, countless times in that team of the week now. Sune Swart, 27 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists and an index score of 35. For Auckland's Grace George hit 33 points in another huge scoring game for her. So that kind of wraps up the 4 games that we had this weekend. And next weekend there is another 4 games. It was 5, but another cancellation to a game. Newcastle, Durham postponed until sometime in the new year. I'm assuming has something to do with the football, but who knows. Cardiff host London in Wales, and I saw something today on Twitter. Looked pretty cool. Take your teddy bears to the match and throw them on the court between the 3rd and 4th quarter, and those teddy bears are being donated to charity. I think that's a pretty cool idea. So if you go in the game, make sure you check that out on the social medias of Cardiff and find out what's going on, because that's a pretty cool idea. Shout out to London though, they're coming back into championship action, which I don't know, feels like absolutely ages since they played a WBBL game. It might not actually be that long, but it feels like absolutely ages. But they've been incredibly successful in their European adventure, the Euro Cup. So congratulations to them. It's a pleasure watching you play. Kiki Herbert Harrigan is dominating in Europe, and it's just brilliant to watch. Let's continue to preview the weekend then. Essex hosts Sevenoaks in what should be a good matchup. It promises to be a very good game. A preview of the first round of the trophy coming up in a few weeks' time after Christmas. So yeah, that should be a good matchup. Speaking of the trophy though, tickets went on sale this week for the first round of the trophy, the Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of January, and Essex have been chosen as their central venue. So all 8 matches from the trophy are going to be split over the Saturday and the Sunday, all in that one venue. Pretty exciting, I think. And the tickets went on sale this week, very reasonable. £5 for an adult for the Saturday, £5 for the Sunday. I mean, that is incredible value. Check those out and get your tickets if you're anywhere near the area. I am very, very tempted to come down if I can persuade the bank manager to loan a bit more money. Make sure you get in yours early though, to avoid being disappointed if they all sell out, because that promises to be a brilliant weekend. Back to this weekend though, Riders host Nottingham in the Championship. Nottingham looking to bounce back, but very tough Leicester side. So we'll see how that one pans out. And last but not least, Carly Murphy's Sheffield Hatters are back in action against Manchester in what looks to be another tough matchup for Manchester. But again, we'll see how that pans out. As I said before, a huge shout out to London for putting the WBBL on the map in Europe. Amazing performances so far. Long may it continue. That's a roundup of the previews and the reviews of last weekend and this weekend coming. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who tunes in. It really means a lot that people do listen and comment and get involved in social media. Any kind of feedback, support, just keep it coming. It means so much that this league is getting some attention, because obviously so rightly deserves it. We had Carly today, amazing guest. We've got loads more lined up. We have got live game, kind of in-game entertainment and footage for you, and we've got plenty more guests coming your way. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video, but subscribe so you don't miss any of the latest action. Click on the little bell button because that'll notify you whenever we release a new video, whether it be Eva's interviews with the winners of the Player of the Week. There's one recently on there with Marina Fernandez and Chloe Gaynor. That was a great interview, a barrel of fun, so make sure you check that one out, and just press that bell button so you don't miss any of the videos that we post. That's it for today, another brilliant episode. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you very soon.